Hi and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gary. I'm a cybersecurity professional. In this video, I'm going to talk about note taking. If you're learning cybersecurity or if you're a command line warrior in general, note taking will make or break you, especially during exams. I started taking cybersecurity notes when I was studying for my OSCP. Every night I was spending time in the offensive security labs on Hack the Box. I had notes inside of Slack. I had notes inside Notion, I had post-it notes, I had notes in books, I had notes everywhere.
Take a look at this!
And Getbook is the place where I put them all. So let's take a look at it. So this is iRed Team. This is a project that is powered using Getbook. You can see in the bottom left, it says powered by Getbook. They have a custom domain, that's why it doesn't say Getbook up here in the URL bar. But someone has put this together, really cool project, loads of little red team tactics and experiments. And if you come onto this website, you can have a play as to what a good Getbook would look like. You'll see the search here in the top right. And if we do a search for blood, you'll see Bloodhound results. The left-hand menu changes to show you where you are inside of that menu. And the center area, which is the main sort of page, gets updated with the content. The right hand side here mirrors all of the heading levels. So these ones here, what, installing, configuring, running, enumeration, are all heading 1 level headings. And then this Sharphound one is a subheading, like a heading 2 or a heading 3 underneath it. And we'll get into that in a minute when I make my own page. So as you can see, there's a bit of background as to what Bloodhound is. Tells you how to install it, and if you don't want to type this out for some reason, you can just hit copy and then paste that into the terminal. And this is what makes Getbook so much more powerful than a beautiful red leather moleskin notebook, because you can't do that in a moleskin or with post-it notes. It can only be done using technology. So let's have a look at my Getbook. I made this when I was studying for my OSCP. I haven't updated it a great deal since then because I haven't been doing a lot of pen testing, but this is what it looks like. So I have broken things down into prep, which is to do with how I prep the VM itself, setting up some aliases, setting up tmux, and bringing in SNMP MIBS files. And then I go into enumeration. Enumeration is one of the most fundamental parts of penetration testing. You need to know the attack surface that you're going to try and penetrate before you can actually penetrate it. So having notes in that space is really, really important. Let's look at web apps. On the right-hand side, you can see the outline. These are all of the different interesting things that I've been looking at. It's not particularly well organized. You've got Heartbleed and Shell Shock at the top, which are 2 vulnerabilities, and then a few tools listed after it. So it's not really well structured. But if we look at the WordPress one, WordPress is a popular website, blah, blah, blah. And then within it, you got all of these different scans that we can run. And if I'm interested in enumerating users, click this one. Here it is. Oh, and then I remember WP scan -u, there's the syntax. Off we go. So let's look at building one of these from scratch. I'm going to add a new space. We're not going to use a template, but you could use one of these templates. And we'll give it a title, Hacking 101, and slice of pizza. There we go, lovely. We'll make a new page inside of it, and we're going to call it Nmap. Nmap scans might be one of the first things you do on a network. Here is a basic syntax. If we click the plus, we can search for code, and I'll add a code block. And what we're going to put in here is nmap-scv, output all formats, nmap scan, and then we're going to want to put the IP address in here. Oh, and we'll also add some threads. So that's a command that I know pretty well. I could probably type it quicker than I could come in here and grab it. But if you're new to hacking and you don't want to have to remember all of these things, this is the way to do it. We've now got that here. We can even tell it that it's bash. So it does syntax highlighting. And then we click copy. And then you jump into your terminal, hit paste, tweak the IP address, and you're off. If you're new to hacking, this is how I recommend you go about learning to hack. You shouldn't try to remember every command and every syntax for it. Just take good notes and build a second brain. Don't try and keep all of this in the main brain. Keep it here. I'm going to type command / and we're going to add heading 1. Introduction. Underneath, we'll add a heading 2. And if you look on the right hand side, we now have a structure starting to form underneath our introduction. So next steps, I recommend you take all of the notes that you have that are sort of command line based and put them into Getbook. It's totally free. It's really easy to use. You can search it and it just works. Don't try to remember everything, but know how to find it.